Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, and we are back with our good friend Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage. How you doing, sir?
Fantastic. And yourself, sir?
I'm doing great. Well, you know what? Let's get that marketing thing out of the way because I almost forgot last time.
Don't worry, I always got you covered. But yes, again, although I work for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel are that of my own. And let's get it cracking.
Yeah, so something I want to talk about, I actually talked with Anna Kelly, who is my Wednesday guest. And then we talked to Jonathan Twomley yesterday, right? A Thursday guest and attorney. I believe what's going on around this on again, off again, on again, off again eviction moratorium is there's a set of landlords. I'm going to guess they're over 50.
Right.
They probably own multiple.
Right.
And I believe between now and the end of the year with the on again, off again, on again, off again eviction, and everybody knows taxes are going up next year.
Right.
I believe landlords who own portfolios are going to sell in greater frequency than I've ever seen. I've purchased probably what I would call 3 or 4 portfolios over the last 20 years. I might buy 3 or 4 more in the next 6 months or 5 months. Right. So let's talk about that, because again, one of the things we're going to have to see is how the seller wants to transact. I'm going to be very clear with you. My goal in the ones that I buy is going to be get seller financing.
Right.
That's what I'm going to shoot for.
Sure.
That's step one. However, I have a sneaky suspicion some of these sellers are going to be like, no, I'm done. You're not listening to me. I'm done. I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I'm burnt out. I don't want a mortgage, all of that. And in that case, I'm going to have to find a way to get the deal done, because it's going to be harder with conventional lenders. Because again, a lot of these units are going to be, I'll call well used, right? They're not going to be turnkey. They're not going to smell pretty. Right. 2, they're going to be tenant occupied, which you know how I feel about tenant occupied today. You got to get a discount because you don't know what you're inheriting.
Right.
And they're going to be portfolios. So we're not talking small numbers, right?
Right.
So what I thought when I was putting this all together with other guests, I'm like, shoot, I got to talk to Steve.
Yes.
Because again,
right up our alley.
Yeah. If I want to buy 5, 10, 20, 50,
yes.
Can I come to you? And if so, what's the framework going to look like? So let's talk about that.
Definitely. Well, I mean, there's different kind of, I guess, combinations of strategies for the portfolio kind of, situation. For seller, in your particular case, obviously seller financing first and foremost. If you can get that, great. If not, the seller wants to get out completely, like I said, or maybe a combination. Maybe they carry a smaller second, and then, we cover less of an LTV, and then they still come in with, less out of their pocket as well. So any kind of, combination where they get, a good chunk of money now, and then they don't have to hit that capital gains hit as harsh now, and then they can still make money. So however they can kind of negotiate, but nevertheless, we're definitely able to accommodate any kind of structure given the circumstances.
I want to talk about that because I think I remember our conversation from several weeks ago. You talked about a seller potentially taking a 5% carryback in one example. Do you remember that?
Right. Where if we cover 75% LTV, we allow up to an 80% CLTV, so that the seller can carry 5% second. We only require 20% down.
So I want to scratch that a little bit because that's interesting. Sure. Yeah. But back to your earlier point, and it's 80, right? 80 is the combined LTV.
Correct.
So let's say, for example, let's say it's $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the seller wants 500 grand right away.
Right.
So that's 50%. And then let's say they want to take, they're willing to take a second for 400.
Right.
No, is that right? No, it'd have to be 300.
Right.
It'd have to be 300.
Because the buyer has to come in with at least 20%. Correct.
In that case.
Yes.
So again, it's not that the seller could, not that you'll only look at the seller taking a 5% carry back. The total is 80%.
Correct.
So again,
in any combination.
Oh, that's going to be
I know.
Gorgeous.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm just trying to say it again. $1 million.
Yes.
You come in for half.
Right.
So they get 500K day
Correct.
one.
Which gives you the best rate at 50% LTV and under. And, we can get closer to like 5.25, 30-year fixed.
Okay, so they get 500K day. Actually, no, they're going to get 700K. So let me just play this out. They get 500K from you.
Right.
They take a 300K second.
Correct.
At some, 5% interest or 6
or
whatever, or shoot 1. I'm going to shoot for 1. What the hell? And then I got to come in with 200 because you need to be total LTV of 80%.
CLTV, correct.
Or CLTV,
so,
whatever.
So minimum skin in the game about 20. Sometimes I can even get away with 15% given the circumstances with compensating factors. So the flexibility is there. I know. See, makes sense, lender. All these different things. That's why you need somebody like us in your back pocket, especially like you said, for the portfolio kind of situation. Because with the larger number of units, you're going to hit that number of properties with conventional financing. You come to me.
Oh,
you can structure it.
Conventional financing is not going to do these deals because again, the quality. I don't want to say when I say quality, I don't mean they're trash. They're just well used because they're done. Right? I'm out. You know. Oh man, this is all this. I did not realize. I thought you would only do 5% seconds. This is going to be game changing. So again, step one for me is seller financing. But I believe most of them will be like, no, mother blanker, I want some cash now.
Right. I want out now. But maybe just a lump sum, like a good, like half, like you said.
Yeah, they don't need $1 million, right? Or well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what they need. But I believe a lot of them are going to they're going to want like 6 figures. They're like, help me out. I need some, I want to go take a round the world cruise, or I want to buy my kid a sports car or whatever it is. I never judge a seller's motivation.
No.
The other thing I was thinking about in this example is, again, let's just assume 20 houses.
Right.
Me as the investor.
Yes.
Again, because I truly believe the seller is going to want to sell all 20 to one buyer.
Right.
Number two, I know, having bought portfolios before, you like some and you don't like others. Maybe area, maybe condition, maybe whatever.
Right.
So I could come to you in theory with these 20 houses, and let's say 15 of them I want to put on mortgages to keep forever. Correct. And then 5 of them, maybe I want to do fix and flip so I could separate them out and do, really?
Correct. Now, I wouldn't be able to blanket the ARV because of the repair schedules are going to be so off for each individual unit. So, and that's based upon disbursement as far as each completion of the phases. But as far as the I guess, turnkey ready, if you want to call it that, all day long, I can do those.
So the 15, I could do a blanket, assuming they, all the other stuff.
Correct.
And then the 5,
I
would do 5
individual, but I would still hook up the borrower in the sense of structuring the savings as far as our lender fees, because they're doing multiple properties for the same borrower. That's one of the benefits with a blanket loan. The only sometimes downside with a blanket loan, at least from our standpoint, just so the borrower knows what to expect moving forward, we can't separate after the fact 1 out of those 15, because when we sell the loan, the servicer doesn't do partial releases. But I would still, if for the sellers, or excuse me, for the borrower's sake, I would still structure it to where if we close all of those same loans concurrently, but individually, I would still give them the reduction in fee. So it allows them to be able to refinance or sell one off separately. The only downside is they got 15 mortgage payments.
Also, they have 15 rent payments, but hey, who's talking?
That's coming anyway, right? It's having to write the mortgage afterwards.
Yeah, I got it. This I did not realize. See, that's why I love these conversations, because you're allowing me to get a lot more creative. So again, folks, I truly believe between now and the end of the year, many of you are going to get the opportunities to buy portfolios. Many of you are going to get that opportunity and not know what to do. Right. If you're in my course,
I'm actually seeing that now.
Really?
I mean, well, from some of my other brokers, I'm closing 2 right now. I got a 7 unit, and there's another. It was 15 initially. We're down to, I think, 13 that we like. The other 2, there was a couple of conditions we needed as far as some repairs done, roof stuff. But yeah, we're going to do a portfolio of 7 and 15 in the next week or so. So it's coming. You're right. It is definitely coming.
Yeah. So again, folks, pay attention for this. A lot of you, this is advanced stuff, trying to figure out what you want to do. So do yourself a favor, send an email to Stephen. And what is your email address, Steve?
S for Steve, and then DAO at Velocity, the word mortgage spelled out.com. But again, you pay for a lot of that stuff down there.
Yeah, exactly. I paid someone else to create that stuff. I'm way too lazy. I'm way too lazy. So this is going to be awesome. And again, folks, holding his feet to the fire, Stephen is going to create a Velocity Mortgage 101 deck for the course, how to get started one rental at a time. So you know more about Velocity Mortgage, their programs, and the like. And again, dude, I did not expect that. This is going to be a lot of fun, how I can configure deals, give them some cash now, have them take a second.
Well, that's why when people do contact me and we go over the specific scenarios of some of the markets that they're looking at, and then different, I guess, circumstances as to like, okay, well, to motivate the seller, here's a way to possibly do it and structure certain deals, or, here's the, here's what I'm looking at, or I'm a first-time investor, all these different kind of scenarios but it definitely takes a longer, deep,
Yeah.
more in-depth conversation to then really know what the best route to take. Otherwise, you can go email me back and forth with just little bits of information to me, but it's just gonna just be a back and forth ton of just back and forth emails until we figure out the full dynamics and logistics of everything. So
Yeah.
it's always best to just email me and then we go from there.
Yeah, email them. And one other thing I forgot to say in video number 1, do me a favor and put ORAT in the subject line, ORAAT, which stands for one rental at a time. Put ORAT in the subject line so it gets past the crazy.
The firewall, that's right, because there was a couple, but I check on them daily now as far as in the quarantine, every single day now. So, but it does take a little while because we get bombarded.
You're a public company, so you're a public company with money, so you're a target rich environment. All right, buddy. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. That's fine. So again, thank you for this. And again, I love you. I love that you're creating something for the course, because I think, again, man, non-QM lenders are, it's an asset I wish I leveraged more in 2010. I just didn't, right?
Well, this is why we're doing what we're doing, to try to get the message out, because again, some of the things that I, don't like to hear from, it always comes up. I wish I would have known you, or I wish I would have found, you know what I mean? So it's good to put the information out there. So we're doing a lot of good work, man.
Every Friday, 8 a.m. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thanks, man. Bye.